We're live from the Duncanville Fieldhouse in Duncanville, Texas. It's day 3 of the 2014 PrimeTime Sports Basketball National Championship, and today is the day when things get real. Bracket play is underway, and for so many teams, what they set out to do, they've got their chance to set themselves apart from other teams across the country. Hi, fans. Josh Haley alongside Steve Braun. Glad to have you with us on the PrimeTime Sports Network. And Steve, in specifically this 9th grade boys division, talking about 100 teams in this division, and when you look at this from a broad perspective, that's a lot of teams. I mean, even the best one isn't guaranteed to prevail. You've got to make sure you come out with your A game every single time, and these first two teams we're going to see today in the Bears basketball and the Texas Ice, they've been able to put together a pretty good body of work to reach this point.
Yeah, the Bears basketball team went through the pool play pretty handedly, took care of business there, and Texas Ice, another strong squad, finishing runner-up in Pool L. Should be a fun one here this morning.
Bears basketball out of Chicago, Illinois, coached by Leslie Wilson and Vivian Ross. Meanwhile, the Texas Ice out of Fort Worth, they are coached by Rod Ford. Texas Ice will be in the white jerseys with the Tar Heel blue numbers and letters, the black shorts. Meanwhile, the Bears in those fancy-looking camo dark uniforms with the white numbers and the yellow letters and black shorts. Texas Ice will win the opening tip. We play 16-minute halves in the high school boys age groups. And right off the bat, a turnover. The Bears winning Pool G in the 9th grade boys division. Here's a 3-ball coming from the right wing. That one nearly went down, but somehow rattled out from Ezekiel Berlin. The putback, though, is there. That's Adonis Bell with the first bucket of the game. And they come with a full court press, do the Bears, right off the bat. And it's going to be a foul. Charge to Ezekiel Berlin. First team foul against the Bears. We have a 5-minute halftime period, but the situation here, there is 4 championship brackets, A, B, C, and D. This is a quarterfinal game from championship bracket C. Only the winner of the 4 championship brackets advanced to the final round, the semifinals, as the big man, Jalen Patillo, is able to get an easy jumper to go in the lane with the right hand. He could be trouble, Steve.
Yeah, he definitely could be. Big man that doesn't look like the Bears can really match up with in size, but they might be able to match up with intensity and being able to prevent him from even seeing the basketball if they go with that full court press throughout the game, which we saw them do the other night over on a side court.
Inbounds play, and right off the bat, a right wing 3, and that one goes down from Ezekiel Berlin. We saw him take a 3 to start the game, and you know he's got confidence. Took it there, and there's the big man again. Jalen Patillo runs the floor, and an easy 2 for him. 5-4 Bears lead.
Something interesting, Josh, the Bears showed up literally 5 minutes before the game. I mean, they walked in the door, went over, changed into their stuff, and they jumped onto the court and started playing. And it hasn't affected Ezekiel Berlin yet.
No, I think he was out in the parking lot shooting threes inside the gym with the range he's showing. He's got 2 early ones, and they lead at 8-4. Bears are playing in-your-face defense. Here's a baseline drive. Trying to get it to go with the right hand was Marcus Buckley, but he missed it short. Bears are going to push the issue. Little stutter step there, driving the baseline. What a spin move up underneath. Nearly got it to go. An offensive board, though, and a foul. It will be on the shot. Adonis Bell is going to take a trip to the free throw line. Foul's going to be charged to Bryce Grubbs. First team foul, rather, against the Texas Ice. It's an 8-4 advantage early. First one on the way, misses short for Adonis Bell. He's got 2 already. Bell's ready to fire the second one, and that one rattles off. Bears keeping pressure on the ball. There's a tip away, nearly stolen, still loose on the floor. The Ice will be able to control. Cross-court pass, kick out. Here's a left wing 3 on the way from Marcus Buckley, and he got it. Marcus Buckley showing the range there, and the Bears lead trimmed down to 1. 8-7 they lead it, 2.5 into this first half.
You just see what the Bears are able to do, causing problems defensively, up in your face, full energy all the time.
Little bunny hop in the lane that wouldn't go. And the Texas Ice a chance to take the lead. Here's Buckley. This one on the way, misses short. Rebound tipped out. Christopher Johnson will control. Finding a man, slicing down the lane, and the foul. How about the athleticism from Adonis Bell?
An impressive play there by Adonis Bell, showing great athleticism. He might be the only guy that can really match up with Jalen Patello for Texas Ice.
Trying to convert the old-fashioned three-point play, but misses the free throw short. 10-7 lead, though, for the Bears. A good start for them, thanks to Adonis Bell and Ezekiel Berlin's 2 3-pointers. Jarius Thomas running the point, had it poked away from behind, and here's a fast break opportunity. Fast down the other floor, and a foul's going to be called, and that is huge, Steve, because that is on Marcus Buckley, and that is his second. Marcus Buckley's already hit 1 3 in this game, so showing a little bit of worth early, but 2 early fouls, and that could be trouble. You only get 5 before you're gone. Lamari Battle to the free throw line.
Battle was impressive in the game I saw yesterday. A lot of energy. He can really cause problems defensively, get in your face.
Second one on the way for Battle, and that goes down as well. It's a 12-7 advantage for Bears basketball. They didn't come all the way from Chicago, Illinois for nothing, and they're showing it. Loose ball in the backcourt. On his back, able to get it away, was Gibson. Here's a 3 from the left side that's too strong off the hands of Bryce Grubbs, and the Bears are going to push again. Nice hesitation, and the layup goes. Gibson's going to drive in on the other side, and he'll draw the foul. And if there's one person maybe that they want to get into foul trouble, it's Adonis Bell, who picks up his first. Second team foul against the Bears, as we've got 12:24 to play here in the first half. First one on the way for Gibson and won't go down. That was Anthony Wade on that last bucket. Little mix-up in the roster that was turned in. Second one no good as well. Here's a long 3-ball from the left wing. How about that shot from Christopher Johnson? 2 different players now have hit 3-pointers, and the baseball pass at the other end overruns everyone. A turnover, and it's a 10-point advantage for the Bears. And Steve, we talk about the importance of free throws all the time. It seems kind of cliche, but you saw living proof of it right there. They had a chance to trim that lead, Steve, down to 5 points. They missed them both, and then a transition 3 at the other end makes it a 10-point lead.
Yeah, there's no doubt that those are free throws for a reason. The key word being free. You've got to take the opportunity there when you have it and knock those down, because they're uncontested shots.
More inside presence for Adonis Bell. He gets the bucket. He's got 6 early points. The lead is now swelled up to 12. Loose ball underneath. Finally able to corral it for the Ice was Jadakis Jenkins, and he's going to go to the free throw line. First one up and no good for Jenkins. Personal foul was charged to Patrick Bowman. That's the 3rd team foul against the Bears. Second one goes down for Jenkins. 19-8, Bears basketball with the lead over Texas Ice 2017. 11.5 to play in the first half. Thought about the 3, did Battle. Thought twice about it. You know who is going to take it, though, and that one was halfway down for Mr. Berlin, who's already got 2 in the game. But guess who's there for the offensive board? It's Adonis Bell. He's going to go back to the free throw line, and guess who the foul is on? Steve, that is huge. That's 3 on Buckley. And instantly Coach Rod Ford is going to get Buckley out of there. I'd expect to see him sitting for, if not all, but most of the remainder of this first half.
I'd say he probably sits the remainder of this first half, unless it just gets out of hand and they try to trim the deficit a little bit better. But
Bell gets them both. He's got 8 points and an impressive start to this game for the Bears basketball. And there's a turnover on the inbounds pass. Dribble drive left side, and Bell cuts into the lane, and he's already in double figures. My goodness. Going to go back to the free throw line as that foul on the bucket was on Darren Broomfield. That's his first personal, and it's the 4th team foul. Check that. It's the 5th team foul against Texas Ice. Roderick Ford's going to be the one to pick up his first personal. The free throw goes down for Ford. He's got 11. 11 minutes to play. It's a 16-point advantage. The ball's loose on the floor again, and Texas Ice able to get a timeout, as the loose ball was nearly tied up, but they will keep possession. 11:09 to play, and a 24-8 start for the Bears. Steve, one of the fantastic things about this Primetime Sports Tournament is not only where you see it today, but when you look at the growth over a short period of time. I was talking to the founder, David Stevens. The first national championship was in Kansas City with just over 40 teams. Now we're talking about 840 teams that have made their way here to Dallas. Says something about your brand when you're able to have that kind of growth.
Yeah, it really shows just what has developed here with Primetime Sports Network and all the things that they do. It's not just basketball. There was football just a week ago going on down in College Station. They also do soccer, among other sports.
The on-ball pressure continues. Oh, and a misfortunate play there. That's a good call by the referee. Great call by the referee. He knew that that ball was going to go out of bounds, and he was standing on the sideline, so able to get the call right. Good job.
He was on the line. If he was out of bounds like he should be. That led to the ball hitting him, and if he's out, the ball's out.
Nice turnaround jumper. Somehow that one doesn't go down. That was Jalen Patillo. He had 2 early buckets. They need him to get going if they're going to get back in it. Fast break the other way, and an easy 2 for Ezekiel Berlin. He's got 8 points. The lead is up to 18. This Bears team is something impressive. Going down to the floor, another loose ball.
So much energy.
And another interception. Here's Lamari Battle, pushing all the way down. Wow, what a move by Battle. Let the defender go up, then he just kind of slid right underneath his arms, and an easy 2 off the glass. 4 for Battle.
Do something.
Coach Rod Ford pleading with his team, and a foul will be drawn. That's going to be on Ezekiel Berlin. That's his second personal foul. It's the 4th team foul. Berlin's already got 8 points, including those 2 big 3-pointers early, and he'll have to be careful. First one goes down for Rod Ford. Steve, if there's one thing we learned, we cannot relax on any team here. This might be an overwhelming lead to start the game, but we have seen some huge deficits erased in this tournament.
Yeah, we definitely have, and a lot of teams have made the mistake of thinking, hey, we're up big, we can start to kind of coast throughout the second half or even in the first half at times. No, this is the national championship for a reason. All these teams earn their way here and have the capability of coming back on you.
Driving inside is Christopher Johnson for the scoop up and layup. He's got 5 points. 20-point lead once again, 30-10. The Bears lead it, 9:40 to go in the first half. Another loose ball. This one's going to be tied up. Possession arrow will send it back with the Bears. And Steve, I'll tell you one common denominator that we've seen. There's been 3 teams in my mind so far through the 9th and 10th grade boys divisions that have been just overly impressive. Like the kind of talent, the kind of team quality that we're just kind of overwhelmed by, even though you expect to see it at the national championships, but you wonder when you'll see it as Joshua Jones hits the jumper. And we've seen that from a few, and I think this Bears team has won, but the common quality is the coach. He is up the entire time. He is talking the entire time, letting his team know what he wants.
Well, and it's not, and it comes down from the coach. I mean, you think of every great organization, every great leader, they showed that energy. They were passionate about what they did, and it trickled down to every level that they were touching. So it's the same with these teams. These kids take the tenacity, the energy of their coach, and they play with it. And that's been the big thing. Every team we've seen that's been great has been very energetic, has understood what they're wanting to do, and they've communicated well. Not only coach to player, but player to player throughout.
Good job by Darius Gibson to get inside position on the inbounds pass, and he gets the 2. Here's a shot the other way that's too strong, but the putback is up and in for Joshua Jones. 2 quick buckets for Jones, and the lead is up to 22 with under 9 to play in the first half. Breaking the press that time, but the Bears continue to bring it. Pass up underneath. It got tied up for a moment. Great job to stay with it by Derek Tucker Cook. He gets his first basket.
First we've seen a Cook, and a good job there. Getting to the rim, not quitting, going up strong.
Foul's going to be on Roderick Ford the second. It's his second personal. The 6th team foul on the ice. There is no 1-and-1 foul situation in this tournament. You only get to the double bonus once you get to 10 team fouls. And when we saw that last bucket by Derek Tucker Cook, he replaced Jalen Patillo in the lineup, and it's almost like an even switch just from an outsider's perspective. I'm sure they can do different things, but one thing's for certain, you get that inside presence in the lane. Nice pass underneath for Adonis Bell, and he has 13. Attempted bounce pass inside, went off somebody's leg. It was loose. The Texas Ice had it back for a moment. It's still loose on the floor, and the Ice will maintain possession. And a turnover again. Bell driving down the floor, had it stripped away, and when he picked it up, he was out of bounds. It'll come back to the ice.
You've got to have great control of the ball against this Bears team. You're not going to be able to come out here, just kind of toss it around laissez-faire. You've got to deliver it strong, or they're going to take it away from you.
Xavier Mason's going to check in for the Ice as they trail by 22 with under 8 to go. Here's a right side three-pointer that's way too strong. Adonis Bell is there for the rebound, and he's going to push for sure. Big step into the lane and an easy lay-in for Bell. What a player he is, huh? For any of the college coaches that might have made their way out, and the Bell comes up limping, that could be big. As a lay-in in the other end from Derek Tucker Cook. Nice spin move from him, but there's a lot of scouting services here as well, and you better believe that Bell's probably a guy that has caught their eye early in this tournament. Timeout on the floor. 38-16 advantage for Bears basketball out of Chicago, Illinois. They have come out firing. Could they be one of the teams that challenges for a national title? I think they've answered that question over the first 8 minutes of this game. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Brian Knox. Score the ball, man. Hey, you got to score the ball. You got to play defense. You got to score
38-16 advantage for Bears basketball. Just over 7 to play in the first half. Bears basketball in those camo dark tops. Texas Ice 2017 in the white uniforms with the light blue numbers and letters. And that one lost out of bounds. Texas Ice will get possession back. Dribble down the floor. It was poked away from behind. Saved in bounds, but right to Patillo, and he's got the lay-in. 6 points for Jalen Patillo. 10 of the 18 points for the Texas Ice have come from their big men down in the paint, Steve, and I think if you're going to get back in this game, those guys are going to be instrumental in doing it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. As missed shot there by Patrick Bowman, airballed it. So it'll be opportunity for Texas Ice to get additional points without having given up any.
Just having trouble getting the ball in bounds, though, thanks to the pressure of the Bears. Drive underneath, and a foul is going to be whistled. It'll send Lamari Battle back to the free throw line. The foul is going to be charged to Xavier Mason. That's his first personal and the 7th team foul. Lamari Battle makes his second trip to the free throw line. He's 2 for 2.
He's just got so much speed, quickness. That first step gets you.
First one rattles in for Battle.
And it doesn't hurt that he's a pretty good free throw shooter, too.
Yeah, if you've got that kind of speed, quickness, ball handles, you know you're going to get to the basket. And if you can finish it off with free throws, makes you twice as dangerous. Second one rattles out, though. Rebound by Patillo. Big man showing a few handles there. He'll give it up, though, to the point. Naeem Sutton. Spin move down low, and a foul whistled before that. It's going to be an off-ball foul charged against Derek Cook. That's his first personal. 8th team foul. And the way this Bears team, Steve, can attack the basket, this could be a long end of the first half with the Texas Ice already in foul trouble.
Yeah, it definitely could be. And the way they play is so intense defensively that you feel like you have to match it. If that's outside of what your style of play is, it leads to easy fouls because they know what they're doing playing this way.
There's a jam inside by Jalen Patillo. Somehow he was able to sneak loose from everyone, and he was all alone in the lane. Lead is 39-20 for Bears basketball, under 6 minutes to play in this first half. And it's going to be a travel. I think it's safe to say if the Texas Ice are going to get back in this, they're going to have to start playing a little bit better, just as they have done over the past couple minutes, but they're going to need some help too. They're going to need the Bears team to kind of shoot themselves in the foot a little bit like they have over the past few possessions. You saw a traveling call. They lost it out of bounds. Had an air ball and a shot.
Yeah, they're going to have to make a few mistakes.
Tucker Cook thought about releasing the shot, and he throws it into the stands.
Good inbounds there. Good inbounds play, just not able to capitalize off of it.
Berlin waiting for something to open up, and a foul is going to be whistled against Naeem Sutton. That's the 9th team foul, and from here on out, for the remainder of the first half, the Bears are in the double bonus. I don't think it's going to change their approach much. They've already been attacking the basket like crazy.
Yeah, it's not going to change anything for them. They'll just keep doing what they do. Up by 19.
There it is, drive inside, too strong off the glass. A friendly bounce and a 2-on-1 break for the Ice. Poked away, it's going to be a foul, and it will be on the shot. That's going to be against Berlin. And instantly they're going to go get him out of there, as that is his 3rd personal foul. And it's the 5th team foul. First one goes down. Xavier Mason at the line. Second one as good as the first for Xavier Mason. He's in the scoring column. We've got 10 games for you today on court number 5 here at Duncanville High School, the Duncanville Fieldhouse, formerly known as Bob Knight Fieldhouse. Here's a left wing three-pointer that's short. Offensive rebound, though, and it was poked away from behind, a turnover. Ice are going to break out the other way. Looking down low for Patillo, but it was knocked away. Good job to get back in transition by Anthony Waite and tip that pass away and give it back to the Bears. Under 5 to play. They lead it by 17, 39-22. Pass in the lane, a little stutter step and a pump fake. The first shot wouldn't go. Offensive board, and that's swatted away. Sutton spinning in the lane, and he'll go to the free throw line. Foul's going to be charged to Joshua Jones. That's his first personal foul. And the 6th team foul on the Bears. Naeem Sutton to the line, and the first one no good. Our next game will feature a quarterfinal from the Championship D bracket as Sutton drops in the second one after a roll. There's no prestige to these letters that I'm giving out, by the way. There's 4 different championship brackets because there's so many teams. You've got to win your championship bracket to get into the Final 4, which will start tomorrow. So you've got to win 3 games today to find yourself into that Final 4. Pretty elite group of companies. That's going to be a foul on the floor. Charge to Jalen Patillo. That's his first, but that's the 10th team foul. Oh, Derek Tucker Cook, rather, on the foul. That's his second personal. Scores table all over it. It is the double bonus situation. So a 16-point advantage, and the Bears will head to the line. And, Steve, this is where you pay the price. I mean, you were trailing by 20 if you're the Ice. You got it down to 16. Who knows? Maybe if you go on a little run, you can get it down to 10 or so before the half. But a foul that's 30 feet away from the basket, and the other team goes to the line for 2 free ones.
Yeah, that definitely hurts your chances of battling back into this one.
Second one on the way for Edwards. That one won't go. So this is the Championship C bracket quarterfinal. We'll have the Championship D quarterfinal following this game. Here's a 3 from the right wing that won't go down. Strong offensive board, though, and drawing the foul was Darius Gibson. He'll go to the line for a pair. Foul's going to be on Marquise Edwards, his first personal. The Lubbock Cavaliers, who, Steve, from what I've seen on paper, this team looks like they could be a lot of problems as they try to make their way through the Championship D bracket. They will take on Team EOTO 2017, who won a late game last night to work their way into this situation. So we'll see if fatigue is playing a part, but you'd think it'd play about the same toll on everyone playing so many games in so many days as the second free throw goes down for Gibson.
Yeah, at this point, these are young kids, basically, so they're going to be able to get out there and use the energy that is just blessed with them to fight through some fatigue.
The putback is there for Joshua Jones. 17-point advantage, and Jones is going to come back with a foul right back the other way. That's the 8th team foul. So both teams a significant number of fouls. Ball tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Ice. Our third game of the morning, which will get underway at approximately 12:50, will be a Championship A bracket semifinal. So with that game, 2 teams playing are 2 wins away from reaching that Final 4. Still 4 wins away from winning the national championship. Drive inside with the right hand. It wouldn't go down for Darius Gibson, but he's going to go to the free throw line. It's on Marquise Edwards. It's his second personal. 9th team foul, so that means the Ice like their counterparts, will be in the double bonus for the remainder of this opening frame. First one up and good for Gibson. 4 points for Darius Gibson. Lead down to 16. They've got a chance to get it to 15 here. That's the lowest it's been in a long time. Misses short. Rebound tipped around. And now it's tied up, and it will be a jump ball. Possession arrow will give it back to the Bears.
And Josh, there's a lot to be said about just making it into this championship bracket level. Being Pool A or Bracket A, championship bracket A, B, C, D. That's a lot to be said of, especially in this 9th grade division with so many teams. That's an impressive feat. But if you were able to advance into the semifinals and the finals of that small bracket, that says a huge amount for what kind of quality team you have.
Absolutely does. Darren Broomfield gets the put back there, and then he's going to be whistled for the foul on the other end. That's his first personal, and that is the 10th team foul. So the double bonus situation for the Ice. First one for Xavier Mason was halfway down and bounced up.
Mason's got a pretty good stroke. A lot of rotation on the ball.
5 of our first 6 games of the day will be championship bracket play. We'll also have 4 games from the challenger brackets. And a turnover by the Bears. And Steve, there's expected to be some pretty competitive play in those challenger brackets. Just to break it down, the championship bracket is where everyone wants to be. The challenger bracket is kind of that secondary bracket. If you were so close to making that championship bracket, that's where you're going to go. On an offensive board and a putback there by Patillo. He's got 10. And then the consolation bracket is for those teams that maybe finish towards the bottom of their pool. But the challenger bracket's going to have some good competition because when there's so many teams, you're bound to have to go into soccer vernacular, the groups of death, you know, where teams 1 through 4 are pretty evenly matched, a lot of talent as Patillo drops in another one. And so not everybody can advance, and so you're going to have some good talent in those challenger brackets.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. There's going to be some fall down as Xavier Mason knocks that one. Darius Gibson, knocks that one in.
Floated the other way from Joshua Jones. He's got 8. The Bears really needed that bucket as their lead had been trimmed down to 12. Now it's back up to 14, 45-31. Under a minute and a half to play. The Ice starting to feel some momentum, though. They've felt this pressure, and they've been able to adhere to it just a little bit.
Well, they've got a feel for what they're able to do and what they're not able to do. And that's all it took. It was just a little bit of a feel. The bad thing was that it took them a while to get that feel, and it built such a large lead for the Bears.
That was a great battle down low by Patillo to keep that ball alive and give the Ice possession. And then it was Darius Gibson who's going to earn the foul.
Shamari Anthony called for the foul.
It's the 11th team foul on the Bears. Gibson back to the line. First one is no good.
But you look what, the Bears went to the bench. Their starting 5 is still sitting over there. He hasn't really gone back to them lately. Texas Ice has done a good job of capitalizing at that time, but they haven't cut into the lead a huge amount.
Second one won't go down for Gibson. One-on-one situation on the other end and a foul. It's going to be charged to Naeem Sutton. That's his first personal, the 11th team foul. That last number irrelevant because it was on the shot anyway. First trip to the line for Darren Broomfield. First one too strong. 7 different players have scored for the Bears in this first half, while 8 different players have scored for the Texas Ice. We're under a minute to play, and the Bears with a 14-point advantage. Make it 15 as Broomfield drops in the second, 46-31. 50 seconds to play.
But a good job by Robert Jenkins and his coaching staff to work in some of the big guys. Get them in there right now when the size doesn't match up, and they've taken good advantage of that. They just needed a little more of a cut-in of that score, and they haven't been able to get it.
First two efforts wouldn't go. Going hard to the ground and losing it out of bounds was Gibson. A lot of battling going on in the paint.
Gibson did a good job of working hard down there in the block, just not able to get anything to happen, not able to capitalize off of it. You'd like to see him hold that ball up high above his head, be strong with it, and just go up, back up until he makes it.
I think we'll see the Bears try it. Well, I thought they were going to hold for the last shot here, but that's going to be a charge. First on Anthony Waite, and I thought they would hold for the last shot there. That way you go up by a minimum of 15 points, but Waite trying to drive the baseline, and a good job by the Ice to win it back and give themselves a chance to trim it down to 13, maybe 12. Drive in the lane, nice pass. Baseline jumper is blocked out of bounds. Really getting up there was Broomfield to swat it away. 5 seconds to go. And there's definitely a play in every coach's playbook for a situation like this. Inbounds with under 5 to go. Pass down low. That had already worked once for Gibson. Couldn't get it to go. A heave right towards the buzzer, and it won't go in. Broomfield nearly had time to pick it up and throw it in. But that's the way the first half goes. 46-31. The Bears Basketball Club from Chicago, Illinois has come out firing. Texas Ice 2017 fending off bullets, and they're trying to get back in it. Glad you're tuned in with us. Our first game of the day out of 10. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to the PrimeTime Sports Network.